Hello, and welcome to the Pathways and Mathways for Success presentation brought to you by your Fanshawe College Math Coordination Committee. Today we're going to be talking about what applied education means in the context of numeracy, the importance of math and numeracy in some of our Fanshawe programs, and math pathways for new and prospective students at Fanshawe College. What you need to understand about college programs is it's not all hands-on. You still have to know a lot of theory, and mathematics sometimes can be theory, and some people also think of it as being hands-on. So all of the skills that we bring to you in terms of mathematics are skills that your employers want you to do on the job. So when you see mathematics in your program, you see math courses in your program, that's because your employers say that this is what you need to be able to do in order to be successful at your job. You can imagine that in many of our highly enrolled programs in technology, business, and health sciences, math becomes very important. You really need to be able to calculate the amount of materials that you need and the cost for a job. Otherwise, your job may overrun its budget and you may not have enough materials. In business, there is a lot of statistical computation that analyzes social media traffic so that you can target your specific advertising campaign. And of course, in health sciences, a math error could end up leading to a really bad outcome in terms of a patient's health. We're going to be taking a look at some research today that leads to these three different conclusions. That what you do before you come to college is a factor in how well you do in your first term, especially in mathematics. Also, we know that once you get to college, if you have good study skills, that can really lead you to be very successful in your program. And what we have seen a lot of is if you come to college with low math skills or low numeracy skills, that can kind of be a barrier to your program completion. The key piece of research we're going to be looking at today is what was called the College Student Achievement Project. And you can see this was a wide-ranging project that studied well over 99,000 students from all across Ontario at all of Ontario colleges. So we're going to take a look at some of the good grades to at-risk ratios for students at Ontario colleges based on the grade 12 math courses that they took before they came into college. Now these would be the grade 12 math courses that were the last ones that the students took. So the first thing that you're going to notice is the good grades to at-risk ratio. Good grades are in blue, at-risk is in red. So good grades at Fanshawe would be a C or higher. At-risk would be below a C, which would include failing the course or withdrawing from the course. If the last grade 12 math course that you took was MEL 4E, Math for Workplace and Everyday Life, then the chances of you achieving good grades in your first math course at Fanshawe would be about 45%. We would say that this good grades to at-risk ratio is about 45 to 55. If the last grade 12 math course that you took was MAP 4C, Foundations for College Math, your good grades to at-risk ratio would be about 60-40. If the last grade 12 math course that you took was MCT 4C, Math for College Technology, or MDM 4U, Data Management, then your good grades to at-risk ratio would be about 70-30. And then if the last grade 12 math course that you took was either Advanced Functions or Calculus and Vectors, then your good grades to at-risk ratio in your first term math course is usually around 80-20. The interesting thing is that most students entering Ontario colleges have taken MAP 4C as their final grade 12 math course. However, MAP 4C, the Foundations for College Math, has one of the lower good grades to at-risk ratios. So in general, we would say that MAP 4C is not a course that we would recommend for you to have a long-term success in graduating from your Fanshawe College program that has math requirements in it. So that means that each of our most highly enrolled programs has these recommended pathways. That does not mean that these are the courses that you would need to take as a minimum admission requirement, But these are the courses that we would recommend that you take before you start in these programs to give you the highest chances of success in these programs. Because we want you not to just get in, but we also want you to excel and to graduate. Notice also that if you are not in these recommended pathways for the programs listed in the first 3 rows, you have an opportunity to upgrade your math to transition to those programs. Through the General Arts and Science program, you'll be offered a math assessment test. Based on the results of that math assessment test, you could be placed into either Math 3068 or Math 3069. If you're placed into Math 3068, you will need to complete it before proceeding to Math 3069. From Math 3069, you could take Advanced Functions Equivalence and Calculus and Vectors Equivalence. Just please note that if you're interested in some of our degree programs, that they would have different minimum requirements than most of our diploma programs. Remember that Fanshawe programs are preparing you to be successful in the workplace, and the math requirements in those programs are based on what your employer is expecting you to be able to do on the job. What a lot of people don't realize is how math heavy our programs can be. They may be more math heavy than you think. So if you're on one of those recommended pathways that you saw, then great. You're probably going to have a really good chance of success in your program. If you're not, there are a few things that you could do. You could adjust your secondary school course selection so that you are taking courses that are on those recommended pathways. And we really recommend that if you have a semestered system, that you take math in the second semester. If not, you could also enroll in some of these courses in summer school. Other ways to help you get prepared for mathematics at Fanshawe would be the ACE program or some of our continuing education courses. And you can see some of the details here. Another recommendation might be for you to register for our General Arts and Science math courses, where you'll be given placement testing, and you'll have a potential to earn equivalence in grade 12 Foundations for College Math, Advanced Functions, or Calculus and Vectors. Before you come to Fanshawe, take a look at the Prepare to Learn math workshops, and they're run by our Library Learning Commons. These are math professors who can help you throughout the year, and what they have done is they've set up Prepare to Learn math workshops to let you hit the ground running once you get here to Fanshawe. So once you do get here to Fanshawe, if you believe that math is going to be an issue, remember that we do have our Library Learning Commons that will be available for you for drop-in help. If you are missing a minimum admission requirement in terms of mathematics to one of our Fanshawe College programs, another option for you may be to take one of our eligibility equivalent courses. You can see the details for these courses here. So maybe it's a few years before you're coming to Fanshawe, and you're already starting to ask questions now, so that's good. Go ahead and find out about your math expectations in your program. The main gist of this presentation is you really want to go towards the preferred math courses rather than just the required ones. So carefully choose your math pathway and start building your good academic habits. Since you're listening to this, you're already starting to ask questions about your career, so that's good. So a key takeaway is that if you think math is going to be a challenge for you at Fanshawe, just plan now on how to address that. If you're interested in one of our degree programs, remember that the admission requirements are different than our diploma programs. The bottom line here is we want you to be not just admitted to Fanshawe, but very successful in your program completion and very successful on the job. We have a lot of staff, a lot of professors, a lot of support staff that are here to help you reach your goals. If you have any questions about the math admission requirement for your program, or the best pathway to set yourself up for success in math, please contact one of our admission advisors using the link below. Thank you, and we hope to see you soon here at Fanshawe.